Okay, guys, we are ready. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to join us. Welcome to a new online experience. I'm Giuseppe. I'm from Joiners marketing team. Today, I will be the moderator of this live new experience, new live with Iveco Group, because we would like to showcase you how to work and study with Iveco Group, thanks to their master in smart commercial vehicles for sustainable mobility, organized in partnership with Politecnico di Torino. So today we will share you some numbers, details, information about the master that is focused on several specialized roles and obviously field of work. At the end of the speaker speeches, we will have 10-15 minutes for a free Q&A. So feel free, guys, to enter your questions, your curiosities, and your doubts in the chat below, or obviously feel free to open your microphone and you can participate in a more actively way in this online experience. Matteo Scopesi, you will be the first speaker, so I give the floor to you just to have an introduction of Iveco Group and this master.
Thank you, Giuseppe. Good afternoon. I'm Matteo Scopesi. I'm an HR manager at Iveco Group, human resources manager, and I support technology and digital, which could be considered a wider engineering theme at Iveco Group. But most importantly, I'm glad to be here today to introduce you our company and the third edition of our master program. Let me share my desktop to walk through the presentation. Give me 1 second.
Yes, don't worry. Now we see your screen.
Okay.
And now full screen.
During the presentation, we will cover different sections. We will start from an introduction of who we are as a company. And then we will share some highlights about the master itself. We will also hear some stories, individual stories from two individuals, two participants of the previous edition of the Masters. And finally, we will take a deep dive into course contents and selection process. But let's now start from who we are. What is Iveco Group? Well, this slide represents our heritage. Basically, you can see on the screen the most relevant, the most important milestones of our history on a timeline. Of course, I will not go into details and I will talk over each one of them, but I would like to highlight few key elements. First of all, if you look at the logos on the top of the slide, you can immediately recognize as Iveco Group can be considered the result of a combination of different companies, different brands, operating in different, again, countries, product segments, and markets. Another important element is the story itself. We started in more than 100 years ago with Heuliez producing carriages, horse-drawn carriages. But who are we today? We are over 36,000 employees operating on 7 brands and in more around 50 different sites. Of course, our center of gravity stays in Europe. You can see the number quite clearly, but we have relevant presences also in South America and in Asia. And here in this slide, probably you can recognize some of our products and brands. We can summarize saying that we develop, produce, and sell trucks. Light trucks, for example, you may know the Iveco Daily. Medium, the medium sector, so the Eurocargo. And the S-Way, for example, for the heavy. But not only trucks, also powertrain. Diesel combustion engine is in our DNA. it's our DNA. But also H2, hydrogen, combustion engine, natural gas, batteries, and electrified axles. For buses, we again develop, produce, and sell city and intercity buses and coaches. Then we have our Iveco defense vehicles and Astra. And of course, we support our customers and our dealers with Iveco Capital. But being a home of unique brands, it's only one part of our DNA again, of our identity. Here in this slide, you can see who we are. In the center, our purpose. And all around, inside the bubbles, our core values. And probably you see how much our people is put besides our products and our brands. And looking at our values, you can also recognize something that was part of our heritage. In the slide that we saw before of our history, we contribute to diverse trends. We collaborate to win. We are, as we said, a 100 years old patchwork of different realities. We go beyond the obvious, but when it comes to we do what is right and we take the ownership, probably is more related to advance a more sustainable society, as again you can read in our purpose. And what do we mean? Here again you can find our ESG strategy. Of course, it's related to carbon footprint and to reduce CO2 emission. We are committed with safety, workplace and product safety. And of course, inclusion and engagement of our most relevant stakeholders, starting from our employees. Finally, to go through always more a circular approach. But let's now deep dive a little bit more on the master. It's a second level specializing masters basically developed and delivered with Piedmont region and with Polito. We are at the third edition. The first one was launched in 2019. It will last 2 years and it will start this third edition in February. You will start the master having a contract, an apprenticeship contract with Iveco from the very first day. It will be a sort of blended mix between courseworks at Politecnico and practical trainings at Iveco. And which are the advantages? Which are the benefits? I mean, while I was preparing this presentation, I tried to recall how did I feel when I was completing my studies and preparing to enter the job market. And honestly, I was living certain dilemmas, no? The first one was, am I ready to start a career? Should I keep on studying? But then, of course, do I have the economical resources to keep on studying? Should I do both? Should I work? Should I study at the same time? Will I be able to find the balance? And in case I will find the right balance in terms of hours and days, will I be able to give the right focus to both? To do both at the right level of quality. And finally, I started to work, and as a result, basically I'm studying now during the weekend. There are more than 40 with 2 children. But apart from jokes and apart from my case, quality, cost, and time are 3 resources that you know very well that are sometimes in conflict one with the other. You can improve one, but resulting in deteriorating on the others, no? It's quite implicit. In this case, with this master, you don't have this issue. You don't have my dilemmas. And basically, you can also try to save your weekend when you will be 40. But of course, you will have a job opportunity. You will have a 3 specialized training. And honestly, with the Polito, one of the most ranked engineering universities in Italy. You will have that balance because your program, your work activities will be balanced between each other. And of course, you will have the opportunity to pursue your career development in both ways, working and studying. Giuseppe.
Yes, because guys, now we want to share with you the experience, not only but also the path and most of all the feelings from Giuliana Silvestro and Bharadvaj Kavili that are our ambassadors today. So Giuliana and Bharadvaj, we want to know how you can feel your path during the master, during the last editions, and some suggestion to the people that are with us today that could apply for the next master edition.
Hi everyone, I'm Giuliana Silvestro, and 3 years ago I was graduating at my master degree in energy engineering at Politecnico di Milano, and I was searching a first job opportunity. I also did a master thesis on internal combustion engines, and so I was interested in the automotive sector. And I found this good opportunity of second level master program at Politecnico di Torino with apprenticeship in Iveco Group. And I decided to apply to understand better what it would offer. So after the selection process, I entered in the company as a voltage component engineer, and this is my current role in the company, even if obviously it evolved during the years with new responsibility. And my job consists basically in defining software and interface requirement of some high voltage component present in the electric vehicles that are defined during the development process of the vehicle and agreed with the supplier through documents that are shared between us and them. The first month of work in the company was very full of novelties. For me, in particular, I moved from a city to another. Then I started my first job in a big company. I met a lot of people, and obviously it takes some time. It took some time to understand the workflow, the people I have to interface with. Also because in the company there are many entities, so it takes a bit of time. But then when we started the academic lessons, exams, group projects, we strengthened the relationship among all of us. I mean, among all the participants. We had moments of fun, but also collaboration, also because we had different university backgrounds and also different job position inside the company. And this gave us the opportunity to give our personal point of view in a certain topic during the study and so on. For sure, the most challenging period, I think, was the final part in which we were preparing the discussion of the project work. We have to write the let me say thesis, the document, the official document, and also have the last exams, attend some courses at in the company. So it was very full, but thanks to the support on company side and on Polytechnico side, we managed in the best way this also this moment. And then obviously the most beautiful moment was the graduation ceremony in which we have received the certificate, and we shared with our company tutors, with some professor of Politecnico, this for us significant achievement all together, and it was the best way to conclude our experience. Then to conclude, in my opinion, I think that the mindset necessary for who want to start this experience is to be curious and try to take the maximum on professional and human point of view. and also try to be flexible among all the different duties that are necessary to be inserted in our work and study life. So this is my last suggestion to all the next participant. And now I give the floor to my colleague Bharadwaj.
Thank you, Giuliano, for giving a quick summary of our master's journey. Hello, everyone. My name is Bharadwaj Kavili. I work in Iveco Group as a diagnostic system engineer in the electronics department. Today, I would like to share with you why I chose this master's program after my graduation and how my journey has evolved from apprentice to a normal employee. Like every other engineering graduate, the first thing in our mind is during the final semester is to complete the thesis and take the graduation. But when the celebrations finally arrive, you feel like you are on the top of the world. And with degree in one hand and achievement that we earned through a lot of struggles and sleepless nights, which everybody does in their engineering. And after all the celebrations and festivities, there arises the question number 2, which is the most important, in my opinion. What next? So, well, I had no clue what to do after my engineering. I have multiple thoughts running in my mind, like go for a PhD, or search for a job, or pursue maybe MBA. I was weighing all the options, and then I decided one day, okay, let me sit and start applying for the jobs. And then I started applying for the jobs. There were a few rejections as well. After that, I came across this post from Iveco and Polito on LinkedIn, saying that there is this master program for 2 years where you study and work at the same time. I was like, oh, wow, this is so wonderful. And then I applied for it. In English, there is a saying called kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I felt this is exactly the same opportunity where you can get 2 things in the one go, like get your master degree and also 2 years of experience within the same package. So I applied for it, and then luckily I was here. And coming to the second part, my journey as an apprentice to a normal employee in Iveco Group, I still remember my first day in the office, like after briefing from all the top management and HRs about the company and so on. We were dispersed and we were taken to each department by our own tutors. I still remember, like when I was approaching my office, there were multiple thoughts running in my mind. Like, okay, how would my colleagues treat me? How does the workplace look like? And are they going to treat me like good or like something else? And to my surprise, when I reached the office, my tutor introduced me to my manager, my team and colleagues. They all were very sweet. They welcomed me with open heart. Till this date, they treat me in the same way, like as a new member in the team. And after that, the next day I reached the office. I don't know what to do, like what my role is, like what exactly I have to do. There were multiple curiosities running in my mind. Then my manager had come to me and she asked, okay, go through this document about some regulations. And I said, okay, I'll go through it. After reading 2 pages, I was like, my eyes were shutting, and I took a coffee and then I restarted again. It happened for a couple of days. And then slowly I got habituated to it, habituated to reading, not to sleeping. And after this training, like I was assigned a colleague of mine for internal training who explains me about the role of the job, what we do as a diagnostic system engineers, what kind of tools that we use, what kind of platforms that we use, the technical documentation that we have to follow and we have to prepare, everything. And after listening to that, it actually quite interested me. And I was like, oh, this is so easy. I can handle it. Then the interesting part, I was assigned a small project along with a senior employee who guides me through the development phase. And then the first lesson of mine, like never judge a book by its cover. In the same way, all the small systems, they look small, but they're not so small, like they are very complex. That's what the first lesson I learned in the master degree. And then like I also understood like there are different platforms where they can impact or influence on different environments. So when you see on a paper or on a bench level, they're very easy and good and well going. But when you insert that same system on a vehicle, everything changes. You get new problems, new challenges, which we have to face. Like that has taken all the juice out of my mind. Then with the help of my colleagues, I had passed through that phase. And while working on that project, I learned a lot of things. Especially, I would like to thank my colleagues and my buddy. And after that, I would say that the most important things that I learned during this master program is communication, where we communicate with different cross platforms within the organization, with the suppliers, and where I also learned to discuss about the technical meetings, like how to attend the technical meetings, what to speak, what not to speak, something, etc., etc. And cut short to the present day. Right now, I am involved in various ranges of the vehicles, starting from light commercial vehicles, electric heavy-duty vehicles, and bus. So thanks to my colleagues who supported me, and also I would like to thank those people who patiently try to clear all my doubts, and most importantly, the master program, which has transformed me like in a great way. Like when I look back 2 years ago and I looked today, I was completely changed. So that's all from my side. Like, thank you.
Thank you, Bharadvaj. Thank you for your experience. So you share with us your feelings, and obviously, guys, feel free to enter your questions in the chat. So we will read your curiosity, and then Julian and Bharadvaj, they try to answer to your doubts. By the way, Marco, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thanks Giuseppe for your handover. First of all, let me introduce briefly myself. I'm Marco Aimobot. I am manager in the Innovation Advanced Engineering department. But in addition, I have the pleasure, starting from the first edition of the master, to coordinate the activity as a technical coordinator for the company side. Is a relevant activity supporting the apprentice during the master program, connecting all the other stakeholders we have in the activities, in particular the tutors, the managers, the trainer, and my counterpart is the academic coordinator, is in charge to define all the training from academic side. So now is the time from my side to open the door on the academic courses we have in our program. This is the helicopter view on the different program we have inside the courses. Of course, I don't have the time to go in detail, but you can see we have the chance to cover in a multidisciplinary task all the state of art in our industry, propulsion system, chassis and software control, in particular what is called the software-defined vehicle. This is our pillar in our development journey. Electrification propulsion, carbon neutral powertrain for sustainable logistics, smart electronic and architecture for commercial vehicle of the future, intelligent transport system, intervehicular network, and over-the-air techniques, virtual design. This is also an important task to move in the virtualization of our design across a different product line, data-driven innovation and artificial intelligence complementing with big data, and last but not least, integrating model-based system engineering, all the function and the full program we have in our initiatives. So we can move now in the different area we have in the company are involved directly in the master program. And you can see in this picture, we have on the right side, the function is digitalization, connectivity, software-defined vehicle, model-based system engineering, autonomous driving, hybrid and electric technology. And these are the cross-function we have in our development team. Now, then there is a connection with all the products and brand we have inside the company in a transversal way. So you have the chance to execute in our day-by-day activity all the program in a cross way, having the possibility to explore the different technology we have, starting from light commercial vehicle up to EV truck, bus, and powertrain as well. Next slide, please. This is the overview on the job opportunity we are connecting in our organization, specifically designed for the master opportunity. Of course, I don't want to describe in detail all the individual job position we are here, but you can see there is a strong connection on what we have seen before. So we are looking on system and design engineer, vehicle integration requirement engineer, homologation and validation. So we can, in principle, cover all the function we have, starting from the function definition of the vehicle at the early stage of the design stage, up to the final validation and commercialization launch. We have some activity are more transversal respect to others because we need to cover the different product with a common baseline. And this is the reason why we have recently done a strong reshape of organization to introduce the model-based system engineering approach. Next slide, please. So I want to conclude my my speech with a simple question, but at the same time is also strategic. Is this program unique for you, for any apprentice? My answer is yes, because in principle, you have the possibility to touch with your hand the project in day-by-day activity, with the possibility to be involved in a real project with the collaboration and co-sharing of the activity with senior experts in our organization, to build and launch a real solution in mobility. You have also an important role driving the innovation in mobility sector, in particular with the focus on sustainability, automation, and digitalization. And these are the key pillars to develop the vehicle of the future. As well, you have the chance to work in a cross and multidisciplinary team. In this case, you have the chance to interact with engineers, data scientists, designers, expert in innovation technology, and this is represent the right ingredient to work together in a very dynamic team. As well, you have also the opportunity to work with a senior and professional expert inside the company that support you in your development time and offer you the possibility to be part of the organization in a very peculiar way. And last but not least, you act a global change person in the organization, because you have the chance to contribute in advanced zero emission vehicle, at the same time also to support our transition to zero accident goal. So you are a completely part of our transformation journey for our future. Thanks a lot for your attention.
Thank you, Marco. Thank you, Marco. Now I'm sharing the link for the application. So guys, you have the possibility to apply for the master. And now with Matteo again, we introduce you to the selection process.
Thank you. Thank you again. So I hope we have been able to let you have a deeper understanding about the company, about the master program, about the courses. And also thanks to Juliana and Bharat, you also have been able to touch base directly from their words. What does it mean every day from the first one until the graduation day, no? So let's deep dive the selection process. So of course, this is who we are looking for. Recent graduates in engineering, passion for innovation, technology, and enthusiasm to work. But what I would emphasize here is the last point that you see in this slide. Basically, see this opportunity very, very fitting for someone that is looking for a program, but more generally for a company which sees the self-development, the professional development as part of the job itself. And this is what we are pursuing every day, not only with this master. More specifically, you will have for the very first day an apprenticeship contract combined with the university training and work. By law, this should be allowed for people between 18 and 29 years old. The apprenticeship contract is linked also in the duration with educational path. And of course, you will have, as we said, a mix between internal and external trainings. It's a contract, so you will have all the contractual by labor law institutes that you have with basically a permanent contract. So sick leaves, include social security contribution, holidays, and benefits. The selection process will go through a CV screening, so please apply if you're interested. Phone interview, online individual assessment, and then of course a group assessment, and probably Giuliani and Bharat, you will remember yours, and finally the individual interview with assignment to the job that we saw before presented by Marco. And here you can find the QR code to apply.
Yes, and thank you for the QR code. I shared also the link. Francesco asked if the master is dedicated to under 30, so we can specify also this feature. Yes, Francesco. Yeah, there was a question, Matteo.
Sí.
But Francesco asked if the master, sorry, is for under 30.
Yeah, it's a requirement for the apprenticeship contract by law. It's not discrimination in this case. And
Exactly.
that's why we specified the limit of 29 years old.
Okay, now is the turn of Q&A. So guys, feel free to enter your question in the chat. As Sayani, I graduated with a BCC honors in chemistry degree in June 2025. Although my background is not in engineering, my strong interest in sustainable technologies has motivated me to join this webinar. Yeah, you did the correct choice. And now you could also turn on your microphone. Feel free to participate in a more interactive way with questions for Matteo, Marco, and also Juliana and Bharadwaj. Ali wrote, I'm 42, I can't attend this program. Yes, unfortunately. Emmanuel, I have a BCC in information technology. Can I also apply? Yeah.
No. Yeah, I'm reading in the meanwhile the different questions, no? And if you allow me, Giuseppe, to give an overall.
Yeah, obviously. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, of course. The big suggestion here is to apply. Of course, there are degrees that could help you more at the beginning for the selection, but also when you will start the master and to work. But it's not a rule. I was in an interview a few minutes ago before joining this live stream with the colleagues of ours that she graduated in chemistry, and now she's doing the platform manager. So absolutely, have a look at what are the topics of the master and if they are inherent with your interest. But if you have any doubt, please do not hesitate and please submit your application. And I see some comments about the age. I see that this could be a bit misleading, no? Also because as a company, we contribute diverse strengths. So we are very strong in this. Of course, is not related to any kind of discrimination. It's not because of the age itself. But given that the specific master initiative is linked to the specific contract type, is by law that we cannot offer the apprenticeship contract for someone that is over 30. You can also have a check.
Matteo, feel free to answer the other questions if you want.
Also Marco.
Also Marco, yes, obviously.
Just to complement what's said by Matteo, so my suggestion is to apply independently and then all the check if you have all the requirement in line with expected by the call will be done directly from Politecnico side. So don't be shy. We need to use any opportunity. If you have all the requirement are in line with the acceptance, we are more than welcome to evaluate your proposal.
Have you any curiosities, guys? Also for Juliana and Bharadwaj, feel free.
Yeah, okay.
Abdulaziz is asking if the whole program is in remote.
Not in reality, all the program is executing in full presence. We have some potential dedicated training can be arranged by remote, but are some exception. Because the scope is to work all together in a team, and we have the possibility to arrange all the training in presence, involving, of course, our senior expert, our colleagues, and also some external training. So this is a quite unique opportunity to have a real activity by activity perform in our company. So it's not a program dedicated to have a remote participation.
There is also an interesting question from Mara. Mara asked, which are the most important skills are you looking for?
From a soft skill perspective, what we already described, basically a strong interest for the company, strong interest for the products, a strong passion about self-development, and of course, the will to pursue in parallel a job career as well as a master degree. Marco, for the technical.
Yeah, Of course, as anticipated in my presentation, we are looking for a multidisciplinary competence in engineering side. So we have a very large opportunity in our offer, starting from the colleagues are more focused on component and system specification in the full component and vehicle integration design. We have the possibility to work in validation team and homologation. So we are looking for all the key functions are strategic for our product development. So there is no specific figure we are looking for. What is also important to highlight why we perform the initiative in presence, because the academic training is performed in the Polytechnic facility. So all the training is done in presence with a full professor involved. So, and we need to complement as well in the training and the work we perform inside the company. So this is another reason why we have decided to have this initiative not in a full remote option.
And Quentin said, I was wondering what is the right between the classes and time at Iveco?
The priority during the master period is to follow in an appropriate way all the training, academic, and perform internally by our expert trainer. But at the same time, you are involved in all the projects inside the team you'll be allocated. So I cannot say in percentage what is the magnitude that you need to deliver every day according to what is the program, but we don't have training all the day in the week. We have some good alternation between training and an activity you perform in your role. So it's my opinion is a right combination and the appropriate mix to learn, to continue to learn in your courses, but at the same time to apply a direct job. So this is the reason why, in my opinion, is a unique opportunity, because as anticipated by Matteo at the beginning, when you decided to move in the industry, you don't have the chance to continue activity in our learning to the university. You need to decide. This is the only solution capable to give a consistent mix in learning and job activity in a real projects.
Giuseppe, I think I missed an interesting question from Andrea Di Mario that came before.
Oh yeah.
What will
You
this
could answer.
process be based on? Because there will be people over 26, for example, we will have a greater advantage if they have work experience, disadvantage the recent graduates. Or will be the selection be based on university grades or other criteria? Okay, this gives me an opportunity also to describe better what we said in probably not the last, but the one before slide. Of course, there are selection criteria. Of course, we will do this side by side with the Polito. And of course, also we will rely also with this from the support of the external headhunter that will support them during the process. I honestly, it really depends on the specific cases. No, it's the same as what I was saying before about the graduation. Of course, you will find a list of the different graduation, engineering, aerospace graduation that will allow you to apply, and you will need to have it. But as far as it is soft skills, as far as it is experience, of course, if they are inherent, if they are in the same direction of what the course will be, could be supporting your application, but it's not so. It really depends on the selection process in the different phases that we described before, from the phone selection screening until the group sections. But you will find all the details about the selection process and the requirements in the link of the Polito and about the job opportunities. In case you have doubt, please apply, because it's always a good approach.
I have a question for Juliana and Bharadwaj. If you could choose just one thing, what you loved, you liked the most during your experience with the master?
Okay, let me answer this question first. So as Juliana said, and also as Matteo and Marco said, there were some internal trainings within the company. As you know, that most of the master students in this program are distributed in different offices, so we don't get to see each other every day. So these are the opportunities that we meet each other during the training, internal trainings. So we all go and attend the trainings, so which is fun. Seeing everyone, and also the most happy moments or funny moments is that, like, when we attend the classes in Polito. So that's the best part. Like, we attend the classes. After that, we go together for lunch. We spend time. So it's really fun, like knowing each other with these small things.
Yeah, I agree too with this view, and I want to say that from my perspective, from my personal perspective, it was also beautiful to grow during these 2 years. Also, Bharadwaj, I like this. I'm another person in a certain way. In the sense, I grew in a human, professional point of view in many things, and also the relationship with the colleagues, and being empowered during the time, during the years, and I think this is and to see back at 2 years before, you see all the steps that are in the middle, and we have passed all together, and it's very beautiful.
Also, like, the 2 years, they really went so fast. Like, you don't even realize that you attended 2 years of master degree, you did 2 years of internship or apprentice in the company. You don't even feel that you back of you, like, that you have spent 2 years. So, like, in the beginning days, they were a bit difficult, but later you don't even realize how fast the time is.
If you want, you could repeat the master, Bharadwaj.
With the same team, with the same group.
Thank you, guys. So we answered to every single question. So regarding the age, as Matteo said, is something related to the law. So it's not regarding to the company, but to that specific law. So unfortunately, this contract is for people until 2029.
Yeah, it's quite atypical for us to see an age on a job description, no?
Yeah.
I was surprised also myself, no, at the beginning. But what I would suggest to all the people that are writing about the age, please, and also to Valentin, the last question that I see,
Yeah.
apply to any of the Iveco Group open position you will find on our internet page. Of course, the one that you are interested at, because of this is a requirement specifically for the third edition of the master, for the master, but not for the rest of the open positions that we have in the company.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, thank you very much for Giuliana Bharadwaj, for your for having shared your experience, and so your feeling, some suggestion to the people who participated to this live. Marco and Matteo, thank you for your for all the information, details, and numbers about the masters. Andrea wrote the last question, maybe. Reliable information within Polytechnic has told me that non-graduates can apply for the master's program, but they must graduate by the start of the program. Can you
It's true.
confirm this information?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you should complete by the beginning of the master.
Skander wrote, thank you all for this for this presentation. And so it's been a pleasure to have the Iveco group here on Joiners. Now, finger crossed to all the participants that now have to apply for this opportunity. Matteo, Marco, thank you so much.
Grazie mille.
Thank you,
So
Giuseppe.
thank you all.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
See you soon.
See you.